Greetings, upstanders. Dr. O here, and it should come as a surprise to no one that Donald Trump has joined Israel's efforts in the war in Iran. Ever since we heard him have posts on live social talking about we were successful, we control the airwaves and everything that he's been doing over the last few days, he already put himself on the side of Israel as relates to what his policy was going to do, going to be with Iran. So there was no doubt in my mind that he was going to support Israel in any way, shape, or form that he could, because that is what he has always done. Him and Netanyahu have been joined at the hip. People have talked about there was a rift because he didn't visit them on his last visit, but really, at the end of the day, when it comes to war, they're both warmongering individuals, and so it makes sense that this would happen. I think it's important for Americans to understand that this is yet another distraction from Donald Trump's failed policies in the United States, just like his ICE raids are a distraction, just like what he's doing in terms of Los Angeles and sending out the National Guard. Well, it's weird to say a distraction. I would say a media distraction, but it's part of his overall intent for complete dominance, not just dominance over the news cycle, but dominance over the country, dominance over the world. And so this is what he said in one of his statements a while ago when he said, now I have a world to run, or something in that shape or form. He sees himself as a king. He sees himself as ruler of the world. And so what he's doing with this National Guard in Los Angeles is part of that process, but it's taking away from his other terrible policies, like his tariff policies. It's taking away from what he's been doing to destroy the government and rot the government from the Department of Education all to the EPA and all the way on down. All of the things that is happening that are actually destroying the country from the inside. Some of us probably have seen a story already about a bunch of farms in Texas that just automatically closed because of the way in which people or migrants who are there are fearful of being swept up. They don't own those farms. That's going to be in the communities that are there, the local mom and pop stores, the hardware stores, and all of that stuff that's in those areas are going to suffer as well because there's no customers there. And that's not a quote unquote blue state. Every single thing that he's doing is destroying the country while enriching the billionaires who don't need the tax cuts, the billionaires who don't need any type of assistance in any way, shape, or form, and the billionaires who should be paying their fair share of taxes. And whenever a little bit of heat, a little bit of smoke starts coming his way, he'll do something else major that's going to lead America down another downward spiral. Benjamin Netanyahu played this to a fiddle. He knows Donald Trump better than most. He knew that if he attacked first, that Donald Trump, who talked about diplomacy, there was supposed to be diplomatic efforts 2 days before Israel struck Iran. He knew that Donald Trump is all about this idea of winners and losers, and if he could see that Iran was losing and that Israel was winning, he's going to pick the side of the winner. So when he's talking about, oh, I'll get back to you in 2 weeks, he just wants to see what's going to play out. This is something Donald Trump said in his book years ago. He said that when he's at a corporate room and he has people at the table, he loves to see them fight it out to see which one's going to dominate, and then basically go with them. This is what he does on the corporate side of things, and this is what he's doing with domestic as well as international policy. And it's going to have, and not going to, it's already having disastrous consequences on us in the United States. So when you see those gas prices rising in the first couple of weeks, in the next couple of days, that's his strike. When you see, food costing more because farms are closing up, that's his policy. When you see everything going up in terms of, the cost of goods, that's his policy. When people in the Veterans Affairs can't get those loans that were going to be high, low interest loans compared to some of the other loans out there because he cut that program and they're going to have more homeless vets on the streets, that's his policy. Run down the list. Run down the list. So this idea that, oh, it's a quick strike and it's over, you don't it doesn't work like that as it comes to war. The fact that he would completely bypass Congress once again, but you have people like Mike Johnson, and then Senator Thune, out there showing their support. Mike Johnson and Senator Thune showing their support is not the same thing as going through the congressional approval process for war. So what he's doing is unconstitutional, and it's this is where we are. This is where we are. How many people are going to speak up? How many people are going to do the work to stop? No King's Rally is done. But the work isn't over, as we all know. This man is going to continue to distract as he continues to destroy. And it is all up to all of us to continue to be upstanders and not bystanders and just watch this happen. This country can be saved if we continue to work together, if we continue to fight, if we continue to call out this, and of course, most importantly, if we actually vote.